Yo, what up, what up? Peace, everybody. It's your boy Wax Groove TV, home of the Brokest podcast, Before we get started, man, we got something out there right now. It's called the HBO special. So I'm going to need all y'all to jump on board with this HBO special. That's basically help a brother out. Help a brother out. Go ahead and smack that subscribe button. You know what I mean? Like this video, share this video. You know, that HBO special, it's free 99. That's right, free 99. I'm giving this to everybody on the house. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button for us. 2/3 of the Brokest podcast, Mr. Esteban couldn't be with us today, unfortunately, but that's all good. He'll be back next time, better than ever. I said it like he's sick or hurt or something.
He's sick in the head.
But he'll be back with us. It's me, and to the right, the one and only Mr. DCYOP. So you had a quite the busy weekend last weekend.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
So, why don't you let the people know where you were at?
I took my talents down to Philadelphia for the Roots picnic. You know what I'm saying? Went down there and peeped the scenery, peeped the vibe, listened to some good music, met some good people, and enjoyed my time there. The festival,
from what I understand, it's like legit a picnic though.
Yeah, it's popping. It's the setup is all like it's like everybody just chilling on the grass, with their blankets, and they got food vendors there, alcohol vendors. Shit was pretty dope, man. It was live. It was 65,000 people there.
Sheesh. Did it feel like it?
It definitely felt like it. But it was no issues though. No issues at all. No violence. It was a lot of people bent, throwing up and just trying to get through, both days. But I love even the people that was like throwing up and shit like that. You can just tell that they was having a good time. They just, overdid it, because you out there, for hours. Like the event, the gates would open up at 1, and the event wasn't didn't end till like 11 p.m. both days. But it was supposed to end at 11 p.m. both days, but both days it extended beyond, because for some strange reason the acts were like out of placement, like out of their allotted time slot. So like everybody was like 2 hours off, like both days. It was crazy, and I don't know what that was all about. It's got to be
expected in such a big event, though.
Yeah,
somebody's always late.
Yeah, so that was kind of like nerve wracking, but it was still a dope vibe, man. So,
how many stages did they have set up? Was it like a main stage, a paid dues stage?
Yeah, they had
any panels?
They had what they were doing. They were doing live. They were doing live podcasts there, so they had like a stage for that. Then they did like the main sound stage, which was popping. Then they had the other stage, which was like in like a like a I don't want to say a dome, but like an outside like theater type setup and stuff like that. So like that's where acts like Chief Keef performed over there. Mr. Big Rabbit, Freddie Gibbs performed over there. Yo, Freddie Gibbs, man. Freddie Gibbs is dope. I respect Freddie Gibbs' craft, like the time and all the energy that he put into his shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
any difference in his performance from like when we see him at the small venues that we like versus?
Nah, man, it was the same
on that festival stage.
It was popping. Like he gave you
same comedic act.
Yep, same. A whole lot of energy, and he don't like the. Freddie Gibbs just go straight through his shit. He don't take no breaks, no breath. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, he kill me the way he come out singing that. Like, he's funny, man. He's a character.
Yeah,
I want to see him get his own show. I think he deserves it.
Yeah, Freddie popping.
Um, so in terms of for one, we gotta talk about those freestyles with Black Thought. You know what I
Yo,
mean? Him having Rick Ross just in shock and awe on stage.
yo, shout out to Black Thought, man. Shout out to the Roots, yo. Black Thought is a beast. When I tell you, he's a beast. Like he, this is what he was. This is what Black Thought was doing. Like the hip hop acts that he was bringing out. So like he brought out Benny, right? Benny the Butcher, did his thing, spit his songs, and then they left like the beat still playing,
Yeah.
and then Black Thought was just going in on everybody's shit. So he was going on Benny's beats, Rick Ross's beats.
I caught a clip of it online that he got off on that Johnny P. Caddy
Yeah,
and the hustling joint
Killed
with Rick
it.
Ross, right?
yeah,
And
killed
the
it.
Mary J joint too.
Yeah, he came
You saw
out.
all of that? You was there for all of
Yeah,
that?
I was there. I didn't skip a beat. I had to see Mary. At first, we almost dipped out though, cause Mary was late. Like, and it was like a little bit after midnight, and she was like 2.5 like hours late. Like I said, I don't know why everybody was so backed up, but yo, I'm glad we stayed, man. I'm glad we stayed, cause me or my wife never saw Mary
Live?
perform. Yeah, and yo, she killed that shit.
Word.
Then Black Thought came out and did another. Little quick freak. Yo, he was killing shit, man. He was
in.
killing shit.
Yo, see, do you feel like well, let me ask you this: how does this compare to Rock the Bells?
Yo, them shits is like
Because Rock the Bells is
Rock
it.
the Bells yo.
That was it for a while.
Yeah, Rock the Bells is like off the chain, but I would have to say Rock the Bells had more hip hop acts. I felt like, like the Roots Picnic had like a sprinkle of everything, like R&B, like a lot of R&B acts. But the hip hop acts that were there were like, good motherfuckers that an older crowd would want to see per se.
Right.
So the acts of, like I said, Rick Ross, Pharoah Monch came out on a low. We ain't know Pharoah was supposed to be there, so he popped
He's
up.
always somebody I wanted to see live.
He killed it. Freeway came out. He wasn't. We didn't know he was supposed to be there. He came out. He killed it. Rakim. And me and my wife had the leisure. We actually met Rakim. We stayed in the same hotel.
Word. How was that?
Yeah, it was peace, man. As soon as we was leaving, as soon as we left, the second day, we was going into the hotel. It was like a little bit after 1 a.m. And I guess he had just checked out. And
Okay.
we saw him, and it was all love. We was like, yo, Rakim, what's good? Can we get a pic? He was like, of course. You know what I'm saying? Real.
Word. Just cool about it. That's dope.
And shout out to Wallow too. Shout out to Gilly and Wallow. Met Wallow too.
Word.
Yeah, and even with Wallow was, I was like, yo, Wallow was good. I was like, yo, let me get a pic. He's like, come on, man.
Word.
Yeah, so we had a quick little conversation, and that was that. And he was dolo. Gilly
Nice.
wasn't with him. He was dolo. So the event was popping.
Word. That's dope.
But Rock the Bells though, Rock the Bells. They need to bring that shit back. It's legendary as
If
well.
I'm not mistaken, it's in Queens this year. In like July,
Oh, yeah,
August.
they
yeah.
did. They
I don't
did.
know if it's the same format as before, but it's going to be in like Queens or
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's not on Governor's Island like it used to be.
Yeah, exactly.
So, if I can make it, great. If not, it sucks.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try to get out there if I can. So, with y'all going to this and you finally getting your wife to commit and go,
Yeah.
I'm super proud and super happy for that. I'm glad y'all had a
man.
blast.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this? What's the word I want to use? Did this revive her hip hop, or like put that hip hop battery back in her back since y'all went?
Yeah, absolutely. Because we're already plotting on the next year.
Good. Now, but in terms of music, you feel like she gonna be more open to newer stuff, or is this still strictly what she knows and loves, like with Golden Age stuff, or is she like
Well, now,
like after seeing like a Freddie live and
yeah,
a Benny live?
when she saw Benny, you know what I'm saying? Cause she been up on him a little bit lately. She was feeling this shit. Freddie as well, you know what I'm saying? But you know, cause she's still loyal to what she loyal to. We had to cut Benny's performance. Excuse me, Freddie's performance short because Rakim was on stage at the same time. So she's like, "Yo, I gotta go see Rakim. I gotta go." So we had to bounce. You know what I'm saying? So,
Word.
but yeah, she enjoyed herself though.
So when it comes to festivals, how you feel about? Do you feel like there should be a paid dues stage and the main stage, or do you feel like it should all be one stage, or do you prefer the separate stages and being able to move around?
I like moving around, but I would have preferred one stage because, like I said, because everybody was kind of like out of their like allotted time slot.
Yep.
So some people you wanted to see were performing at the same time as another act that
Right.
you wanted to see.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like kind of like conflicting. But and nothing against the rootspicnic. I'm not gonna say nothing bad about it, but the sound quality on the main stage was a little off.
Gotcha.
Because they had like a little another like little area where other DJs was playing music and people, it was like a little like outside club.
Yeah.
You know, people was over there partying, jamming and shit like that. And that sometimes that music
Was
Yeah, it was-
overpowering the main stage.
exactly. So
Gotcha.
I don't know if they needed more speakers or what have you, but
Right.
it was
Well, I feel
definitely
like a lot of cases too, and I could be wrong, but I feel like like the that foam that they use in like the music studios,
yeah.
like to damper the sound. I feel like a lot of that can be shaped and molded to fit certain things to drown out other stuff. You feel me? So who knows? But I feel like some of that should have been built in or on the stage to kind of drown out some of the noise in other places. But what do I know? I'm not an engineer. I don't get paid enough to know and do all those things. But man, I'm glad you had fun. That's dope. That's
Yeah,
real dope.
It was ill, man. It was
Any
ill.
really standout moments, like in terms of on stage, like whoa, this is a moment in hip hop?
Well, outside of Black Thought just killing shit, that was a total awe moment. Like it was, it made me feel like that shit made me feel like a teenager again, like just being out, carefree, just listening to music, vibing with people, because everybody's there for the same agenda.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to hear some good music that's gonna put them, in a place of just like comfort and like enjoyment. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's just there to have a good time.
Yes.
There's no
See,
maliciousness or none of that going on.
Exactly, and like seeing everybody like singing and like rapping in unison, from singing the same songs. Yo, that shit is popping, man.
Yo, one thing you
saying?
said I thought was dope in the beginning, and I'm a firm believer of this. You was talking about how like people just were drunk and stuff like that, but it not being any issues.
Yeah.
I always tell people when I go to a concert, someone being drunk at a concert is totally different than someone being drunk at a bar. You know what I mean? Because when everybody who goes to a concert, especially the music that we like, they not there for all the excess stuff. You there for the music. You there to have a good time, and you go home and you get to enjoy that night. So
Yeah.
huge difference between the two. So I just want to point that out.
And like shout out to our women too, because it was mainly men throwing up. I ain't see no women, but women was holding them down. You know what I'm saying? Stroking their backs, making sure they was straight, giving them like wild water. And then, once they got themselves together after 30 minutes to an hour, they was, back, doing what they do.
Yeah, and it's crazy
So-
to think about that too, because like that's 2 days worth of drinking. So you got to think you're out late one night. And what time did it start back up in the morning? Like 11, 12, 1?
Yeah, gates was opening up at 1. You had to pace yourself, bro. I had to pace myself.
Right.
Something mean.
So if you getting back to your hotel room 1 in the morning, you're not going to bed till 3:30.
Yeah.
Then you got to get up and do. You never recover from the night before. Then you
Exactly.
out drinking again. Sheesh.
So what I suggest, and I'm not an alcohol fucking guru. I'm just saying what I was doing because I knew we were gonna be out there all day. I was drinking water, a lot of water and the alcohol at the same time. So I stayed like hydrated.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't. I never got to a point where I was like, damn, you know what? I'm too tired or too twisted. I'm ready to go home now. Hell nah. I was out there. I made sure I was straight. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I had food in my belly, so everything was Gucci.
Yeah, there's wild food trucks out there from what I heard too. Just
Yeah.
stuff I seen. That's dope. Do you feel like you could have done anything with your brand out there, or like would you want to be a vendor at like a future festival or something of that nature, or would you like
Not something like that.
no,
I
not to that
couldn't-
magnitude,
Nah,
not yet at least.
Nah, I wouldn't want to be a vendor out there because I would want to be in the element, like enjoying
Gotcha.
the show.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but
So-
it would be nice, but I'm in it with the people, baby. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't worried about the brand or none of that at that
exactly.
moment.
I'm trying to
Okay.
get my chill on. You know, me and my lady or whoever I'm with at the time, my fellas, you know what I'm saying?
It's just cooling.
Yeah, man.
Understandable. I respect it. What else? I mean, any highlight points you want to add about that before we move on? I mean, this is
Yeah,
dope. I'm glad you got to go, and I'm glad to see festivals back into effect. So,
Yeah.
obviously, I wasn't there, so that's why I'm picking your brain right now so heavy.
I appreciate the R&B acts that came out. You know, they pretty much they did their thing. It wasn't that corny shit where, you know, everybody's singing over the track.
Yeah.
So Keisha Cole came out there, blew shit down with her vocals. Mary as well. I was a little disappointed with my guy Music Soul Child, but he got through it. Jasmine Sullivan. Boy, did she body that shit, man.
Word.
Her vocals was off the chain.
That's what's up.
So like, I like that aspect of it too. Like when an artist that, you know, that we think can sing actually shows up and proves that,
Sings,
listen, I
yeah.
could freaking sing.
I ain't just a studio singer.
Yeah, exactly.
Word.
So that
That's
was
dope.
peace. What else? Yo, it was just so dope, man. So dope.
I'm happy for you.
Word
This
up.
is crazy because that same day I was in, upstate Troy, New York,
Yeah.
doing the tournament. So when you was, feeding us with those updates,
Yeah.
I was trying to reply, but a lot of times I was just coming off the mat and like barely breathe, trying to recover myself. So for those of you who don't know, last weekend I came out of retirement. I laced up the wrestling shoes and threw a singlet on. It was actually and I'm gonna talk about it because it's one of my prouder moments. It was one of the best days of my life, not because I got to wrestle again, but as a father, right? I got to wrestle, then I got to enjoy watching my children compete and coach them at the same time. That's a lot to do in one day. So just to go from being dad, coach, and competitor, that's a lot. But on the flip side of that, I don't feel like, not that I know of at least, there's not many parents who can say they competed alongside their children.
Yeah.
So to me, that was dope. I was super happy. I know they enjoyed it, and I hope it pushes and motivates them to go even harder. We had a tournament today as well that, they did their thing and they left with some hardware. But yeah, man, anybody who can ever get a chance to compete alongside or with your child in anything, do it. You know what I mean? It is going to be a moment that you absolutely love. That's that for me. So yeah, where you want to take it next?
Let me see real quick.
So while we doing that, before we move on, if you live in Connecticut, you're looking to buy or sell properties, holla at your boy.
Ooh.
Officially licensed, realtor in the state of Connecticut. So, slide in that inbox, let's talk. Let's get these properties. So music. What you on with the music?
Yeah, let me see what I listen to. Yeah, a lot of the same shit.
I don't think anything came out this weekend, did it?
Nah, nothing like notable. I was listening to I took it back to the Josiah album, Mightier Than the Sword, and obviously my man Crutch Calhoun,
Yeah.
Local 2 and Local 2 Side B, Lil Prodigy, H&IC.
Apparently we got some new P on the way.
Yeah, I can't wait. I saw that.
I'm excited.
I listened to that Huss Kingpin this week as well.
Your wife like that?
The Huss, yeah, because the funny thing is, I wanted to catch her vibe. I don't remember where we were going, but I put it on in the truck. Where were we going? Because we was coming out here somewhere. I think we were going somewhere, right? And she said, when we spoke last time, when you told me that you think she would like it, so that's what I just threw it on to catch her vibe, and she's like, "Yo, whoever this is, she's like, what you said, she's like, yo, they sample some classic shit, like, right. As we listening to the album, and I just sat there, I'm like, yup, I knew she was gonna like
one of these, like,
yeah, exactly,
roped her in.
yeah.
Yes, Racine, we was plotting on you. We was plotting on you.
So, what else? That Bodie James too.
Yeah.
Killing Nothing. And outside of that, what we got here? Oh, did we talk about this last time? Rick Hyde put out a project too, Steamer.
I think you mentioned it.
Yeah, I was listening to that too.
Word.
So that's pretty much it, man.
Same here. I ain't really change up much. Actually, I'm lying. Smooth. I listened to his most recent project, and I kind of went back to some of his old stuff. He got an album called Medallion from 2017. I've been giving that a play. Like, I like him, so I'm trying to really bring myself up to snuff with his catalog. Other than that, Huss Kingpin. I got that Onyx versus Everybody. Been playing that in the gym. The Boldy, all that stuff. Yep. Uncle John. The El Camino, the latest El Camino, that Billy Woods. This one album I keep going back to, this dude TF, Blame Kansas, produced by Me Fox and Rock Marciano. I like this album. I keep going back to it, especially when I'm driving in the car.
Alright, I'll check it out.
Yeah, I like home. He West Coast dude. He got like, it's hard to say. It's almost like you hear flashes of Nip when he's rapping, but then it's over Rock Marcy beats. Like, he got his own. I'm not saying he sound like Nip, because he don't. It's just small little flashes of him. He got his own style. Dude can rap. If I'm not mistaken, he down with Lord Mob.
Oh, okay.
But home nice. I like him. So we gotta talk about this. This is funny. I had sent y'all that that post from Sway. And it talks about just rapper studio rules. Did you look at that?
Yeah.
You agree with a lot of that?
Yeah, man. Yo, that Cash Money shit, man.
Wait, where's that one? Let's go to that one. Okay. So Cash Money Records rules as posted at the Cash Money offices by CEO Brian Williams. These are the studio rules. You can't be baby. You must know when to go home. Your problem is your problem. Rappers take drug tests. No heroin or coke. No Benz on the first album. Only CEOs and producers. 6 years of experience. Promotional shows are a must. Royalty paid when royalty due. Yeah, we know that's a lie, baby. No advances from any fresh label producer. You artists are an investment. No friends in studio sessions. Baby has favoritism with certain rappers. Your reputation is more valuable than hoes. Keep hoes out of your business. You don't work, you don't eat. Cash Money Records, Rap Hustle. You better ask somebody. If you lagging, catch the sideline or lay off. Yo, this stuff is hilarious. I think DJ Mustard's was one of my favorite. Don't come in here if you're fucking ugly. If you did not hit the gym today, go the fuck home. Do not come in my room just to look at what the fuck I'm doing. No negative Nancy bitch shit. Be happy even to breathe the same air as a Grammy award-winning 100 million record selling nigga like me. High vibes only, no negative shit. I have no sympathy for lazy niggas. Do me a favor. Don't do me no fucking favors. No small talk. Come to work. Think before saying dumb shit. My security is armed and he will drag your ass out of here. Yo. All right, so we got Drake and OVO. This is the last one I'm going to do. So sound booth guest rules. Shut your mouth. Do not touch anything. Check if engineer requires a fresh beverage upon entry. Do not intercept any hot girls that approach the booth. They're not here to talk to you. If you have any questions, refer to Rule 1. If you have any questions about Rule 1, refer to Rule 7. Rule 7, get out. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I honestly respect all of it.
Yeah.
You know, people have their creative processes and the way they move and think and maneuver, and especially in the booth. And I'm all for it. I'm not against any of it. Like, however you operate is how you operate to get the job done, especially if you're putting out quality music.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna knock you for it.
Yo, you remember when didn't Go say he can't write with people in the room with him?
Yeah. Yep.
So
he can't, and he took him. I think it was either Iron Man or Supreme Client. It was one of those. Long story short, Ghost is a slow writer. Period.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, for a lot of his verses, he would be one of the last people to lay tracks down. But one of them albums, it might have been OB Built for Cuban Links too. But long story short, they was in Miami, and he wrote a lot of his verses just sitting on a beach. You know what I mean? Just like not in the booth, not next to anybody. And then you remember what he said about Iron Man too, how he felt like it wasn't on Drink Champs. To him, it wasn't his best work.
yeah,
You know, because he felt like he had to rush to put that out, which is crazy.
yeah.
Because if
I
you
love Iron Man.
Iron Man is a classic.
Yeah,
Like that's
absolutely.
nuts. If you had to sit on that,
Yeah.
that's crazy. So since we're there, let me ask you this. So you know how RZA Studio got flooded, and like
Yeah,
there's huge what ifs there. You know what I mean? Because you know a lot of people's stuff got
yeah.
damaged. So what would Meth's original album had sounded like? You know what I mean? What would have Inspector Deck's first album sounded like?
Yeah.
What other group or solo joints, bangers, do you think we missed out on?
Man, the way them boys was coming, man, I feel like we missed out on some other classic shit, man. Like, for real. Because the fact that, you know, after his joint got flooded, it was like a big rush to get more music because they knew, like,
deadlines.
exactly. So to tell me that all that shit that we call classic to this date was rushed is insane to me.
Right.
So imagine the shit saying
We got some microwave product
Yeah.
when the slow cooker was. That's crazy, yo.
Yeah, man.
And it makes you just wonder, like, yo, just imagine if they had the tech now, back then that we have now in terms of uploading files and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or not only that, you think about how extensive the Wu catalog is, how much more extensive it would have been.
Yeah.
Imagine if all these first albums were sophomore albums.
Would have been crazy.
Oh, that's nuts. That's nuts.
Crazy.
In a different timeline somewhere. That's crazy. Yeah, man, that's
Word up.
absolutely nuts. I could only imagine. So yeah, we got Prodigy dropping something. That's gonna be dope.
Make sure y'all support that too, man.
Yeah.
I miss P, man. P was that dude, yo.
He absolutely was. And I think a lot of people forgot about him because he wasn't on streaming platforms. So unless you was like
Yeah.
truly a diehard Prodigy fan and like just going on YouTube to bump his stuff, you know, you wasn't looking for it. So just get used to us mentioning it because we're gonna mention it, obviously because he's one of our favorites. He's a great, so we want him to live on like he should.
Absolutely.
So yeah, go check him out on streaming platforms. Did you check out that joint that Cypher Sounds posted about Cam and how he helped to break DMX?
Yeah, you know, I don't like the way he worded that though.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's factual because I heard that track multiple times. I could swear it was on one of Cam's albums, but he said it wasn't.
Right.
So I don't know if that's factual. I would have to go
Really
back
do
and
a deep dive.
Yeah, but because when he started talking at first, I thought it was gonna be something that I never heard before.
Right.
But now I heard that song multiple times, and it's definitely a tough.
I didn't hear the song, so I was like, oh, okay, this is
that
news to me.
Go back and the song is tough.
Right.
But him saying that Cam broke X, like, nah.
I wouldn't. I don't know. I can't say Cam broke X personally. Do I think he may have helped put him in position by jumping on a record with him or two? Sure, possibly. It's hard to really say because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But you know, I think it's dope just the fact that they are on record together.
Yeah.
You know, because it don't seem like Cam don't really do a lot of records with a lot of people.
Nah.
So the fact that knowing he got records with X out there, I think is pretty fly.
Yeah.
So real quick, another joint I sent y'all. This is from the Source's Instagram page. So it says, one of these hip-hop eras and everything associated with it has to go. Choose one. So we got Atlanta Trap, Chicago Drill, New York Boom Bap, or West Coast Gangsta Rap.
I'm going with Chicago Drill, man. Get them the fuck up out of here. I feel like I don't mean to put it like that, but I feel like Chicago Drill hasn't done anything for hip hop, hasn't done anything for the culture. When you look at the other three, get Chicago up out of here, bro. I'm sorry. Drill is what we talking about right now. Chicago Drill, like, not Chicago, in general, but like the drill rap, like all that, like, nah, man, y'all can go.
I think the biggest part of that is with the drill rap. I think it's overshadowed by the gang violence.
Yeah.
I think that gets promoted heavy more than the other stuff within that drill rap circle.
Yeah.
Now, this is where Esteban comes in because he's heavy on that wave and would know and deep dives into that a little further than we do. But I can agree with you. I definitely agree with you. I just think it's like any other what's the word? A genre within hip hop. You know what I mean? It's got its own culture within that I personally just haven't dived into. So I wish he was here to kind of give us a little more insight. So we might have to jump into that a little more next week.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I can agree. I feel like I don't really see where they have an impacting, everlasting imprint on the culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's more of a for now thing, and I even feel like it's kind of been dying down. Like for the most part, that boom bap stuff is really starting to really push its way back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was kind of shocked that the Roots had Chief Keef on the lineup. Chief Keef.
Low key, Chief Keef's a legend. He got a following him that people.
Yeah.
To this day, he got a following.
I understand that, but it kind of like.
It was just off compared to everything else that was there.
Chief Keef, G Herbo. Could have done without them.
Gotcha. Understandable. I ain't mad at it. But like you said, man, old people, listen, for all y'all young heads out there screaming, oh, that's that old head music, that's this, that's that, blah, 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 blah. Guess who's on top of the hip hop game for the most part right now?
Exactly.
Now, I know y'all gonna throw your little babies out there, your Gunners, and all of those people. Cool, great.
NBA young boy.
Them dudes is hot. Not knocking that. But when you talking longevity and core fan bases,
That's what I'm saying.
and actual impacting influence on the culture, it's all these old rappers, quote unquote old rappers that's 35 and up. But the best part about this, right? When young dudes had these conversations and say this stuff, that's that old head stuff. Guess what's gonna happen in 10 years? there's gonna be somebody calling you an old head, saying, you listen to NBA YoungBoy, get out of here, that's old, that's like 2020, and then now you gonna be sitting there like, what? That's not old, blah 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 blah. So you gotta choose your words wisely, because you gonna end up in this position. My man Sheik Luch said it best. You gonna be older way longer than you gonna be younger.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna just leave it at that. Anything else you want to touch on today?
I wanted the last topic about the genres.
Go ahead.
No. I wanted to get that off my chest and just get the drill up out of here. But like I said, if you think about what Atlanta, New York, and the West Coast has done for the actual game, it's totally different.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like for a minute, I remember in the early '90s.
I still hate that title, gangster rap, though.
Yeah, me too. But in the early '90s, the West Coast had rap fucked up. Like, like I can't even lie. Like when I was young, the NWAs, Snoop, Ice Cube,
Dub C's, the Mac 10,
Mac 10s,
Mac Dre, E40,
Boss, Lady of Rage, that whole Death Row Camp.
Yeah, that's another one too. Yo.
Like,
people sleep on E40. When you actually listen to E40 rap,
yeah, E40 be saying some shit.
Yo, he be spitting. That dude got bars. Like, it took me a minute to get past his antics and the way he spits, but once you listen to him, woo!
He I just saw something recently that he kind of got like a little, like, nothing too major, but like a little riff with Dr. Dre, because he feel like Dr. Dre don't really like respect him and see what he brings to the game, because he's like, yo,
he brought a lot to the game.
So Pete, this is his gripe. He's like, yo, we on the West Coast all these years. You know what I'm saying, I've been trying to link up with Dre, and we don't got not one record together. He's like, and I'm popping out here, and everybody know I'm popping out here. Like, he's like, he said my cult following is crazy. Like, so why haven't we ever got in the studio together and made any music? He's like, yo, you see the numbers that I've done in my, like, what's the problem between, is there a problem between me and you? Like, what's the deal type shit? And
now that you say that, I mean, if Dre was more willing to jump in the booth with like younger artists or upcoming artists, or just people who are of the culture, like a E40, I think it would do more for his legacy. We talk about Alchemist, we talk about Muggs, just two that come to mind quite frequently, because they see somebody that's bubbling who ain't over the top yet, and they're like, you know what, this person got potential. I want him on the record. I need to get in the booth with him. And they just build organic relationships. So
I don't even think Dre is still in the same mental state.
Probably not.
As far as music is concerned, musically. Because when was the last time you heard somebody say, yo, I'm saying I just got a track from Dre?
It's been forever. I mean, honestly, the last time thinking about just Dre and music, I think when he put out that Compton album, and I think that, and then I think he got like,
and I hated that Compton album.
I never gave it a full listen. And then I remember Rhapsody being amped, like she got a stamp of approval from him, but there was no music that came of it. It was just her in the studio and getting his stamp of approval. That was really it. When it comes to this though, when I look at where I'm gonna give Atlanta a lot of credit. Atlanta is they're solely responsible for the independent game and the way labels are operated today. Atlanta definitely helped push music and hip hop forward to give a lot of these artists the wherewithal, I guess. Not even, is that the word I want to use? It gave a lot of these artists the common sense to say, you know what, I can do this on my own, go the indie route. I don't necessarily need a label. A lot of that came out of Atlanta. Now, E40, what I think E40 did for the game, I think was pretty smart. So I remember in an interview, E40 had mentioned, he was saying something to like, long story short, it was like an East Coast artist, like a New York rapper. He said, yo, y'all fucking up the game, man. Y'all love these mixtapes, but y'all fucking up the game.
Yeah.
So E40 was like, basically, he doing a mixtape too. He throw it on that Piff, but he's also throwing it on the streaming site.
Yeah.
He said, if I'm gonna give it away for free, why can't I get paid off of it at the same time?
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
okay, I see what you're doing there. And in New York, New York, that's just the mecca of hip hop, East Coast stuff. So, boom bap, samples, all of that, like, all of that, just it all comes into one. You know what I mean? At some point in time, but you're right, the drill don't necessarily flow or mesh into any of that stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
So we're gonna have to come back to this next week when Esteban is here and deep dive into that.
Yeah.
Anything else before you want to get on? Any other topics you want to jump on real quick?
Nah, we touched on a lot. So.
Yeah, we did. So yeah, with that being said, man, we love all y'all. Love, peace, hair grease. If you need to look into buy a property, sell your property, slide in them DMs. You need some fly, quality, independent merchandise, holla at your boy. New TBP merch on the way. I apologize for the delay, but we was broke. Had to get a couple other things situated. But other than that, we love y'all.
Let's get it.
Peace.